Is it that time again? Is it that time again? It's time for Jackson to make another stupid tier list meme that nobody's gonna watch. Shut up, Jack. So as we do some renovations around these parts, we are also going to be making a tier list. We are going to be reviewing different types of cans of beans. Now, some of y'all, none of y'all, liked my waifu tier list videos and the JoJo opening tier list thing that I did. So I decided to make one of cans of beans. Not beans in general. Okay, we ain't that crazy. You could say that it's as if I would be opening a can of worms. So, as you can see here, we got the beans, and we have the different classes. We have SS, S, A, B, C, D, and we have, oh no, guys, look, we have Jeffy, and he hates green beans.
I want him to eat his green beans.
I guess so, Mari.
And then we have the top tier. Oh, that's beans. So let's get into it. I didn't resize these all correctly. Let's choose a random one. How about this stock photo of baked beans? One of many, two stock photos. I need to move the camera in. So, it's pretty good. Oh, by the way, we're not going to be judging based off of taste or texture. We're not going to be judging off of the actual beans. We are going to be judging off of the way that the can looks. In other words, how well at advertising is this bean? So, let's say for this stock photo, it doesn't look very realistic because it's a stock photo, right? You know, the beans themselves look a little weird. They have this weird white spot on them. I'm not too sure what that's all about. But, you know, it has a pretty good color palette. It's all basically the same color, actually. So if I had to rate this, I would probably put it at, let's see, no. I think we have a lot of C tier bean cans here. We'll put it at D, just above the head of Jeffy. His helmet's in the way, so he's gonna be safe. Bush's best white beans, frijoles blancos. I have to subtract probably like at least one tier level because the actual picture is cut off, and that's not my fault. I would never do that. For the rest of it, I mean, it has a good mixture of white and blue, which you guys know I love that color. And for this one, I think it uses pretty good. I'm not too much of a fan of royal blue, but I think it kind of mixes it well in with sky blue, especially this part here. You can see a bit of a texture is meant to be had to kind of emulate the tin can feel. And it mixes well with yellow as well, with, you know, royal blue and yellow. They're pretty good colors sometimes. I think for this one it works well for its theme, and we are going to put it at S tier. I know. Bush's, got another Bush's one. Bush's best barbecue. I can't read all that. Bush's best. No, the whole title. Since 1906, Bush's best barbecue, sweet and zesty traditional barbecue sauce, baked beans. Now, it is a bit different because it is baked beans instead. The actual color of the beans is pretty nice. They have a good gradient. It's pretty it's light on one side of the spectrum and then darker on the other. That's a good touch. Shows a bit of a 3D environment. As for the actual colors, of course, it is beans, right? So they're mostly going to be brown. So the actual color palette here is brown. But the good thing about it is that it uses gold and black. It utilizes it pretty well. And I will say that the brown in the background matches the brown of the beans pretty well. So, for this one, I'd have to say probably also S tier. Bush is doing pretty good. Another interesting fact is that on my second channel, no, the other second channel, Jack7M2, where I post vlogs, you'll see that I changed the banner, the channel banner on there, to where it's purple guy chasing a can of beans. These beans specifically was the picture that I used. I think you can see why. Next, let's go with great value pinto beans. This will be the first great value one I use. Now that sounds like a pretty okay brand. For the actual can itself, it's not very interesting. As you can see, it's basically just a picture that someone took. Like, you can tell. Well, okay, let's look over at Bush's for a second. That looks like a pretty round bowl. For this one, the bowl is kind of limited to the actual shape of the can. You can see it's not round in the same way that it would be in real life, as well as it's literally just a picture of it with pinto beans in the background, which, might I add, the actual sort of background for the word pinto beans, it's a nice looking background. I like the artistic liberties they took there. Kind of matches the Great Value logo a little bit. Just switch out the colors, but the actual font for pinto beans is a bit bland and ordinary. Back to the bean topic, or the topic of it's a picture. You can see it's a table, and then the blue part kind of just looks like a wall, like this one, but it's actually colorful. I will give them that. They do have pretty bright, outstanding colors. If you were to walk by in an aisle, this would probably stand out. But because of the other things that I pointed out, I'll have to put it maybe at A tier. Possibly B for beans. Campbell's. This one's interesting, because Campbell's is normally known for soup. So if you were to walk down an aisle and you see Campbell's, you probably would see the bean things, but I think the thing that stands out the best in this picture is the actual logo of Campbell's, which isn't that good of a logo, to be honest. It's kind of cursive-y, so it's a little harder to read, I would say. So if you were to glance over at it, probably the first thing you see is Campbell's and think, why is there soup in the bean aisle? I'm looking for beans. And then you wouldn't think anything of it, and then you just look away. So because of that, I have to break it down. But it also has the big over 100 years thing, so it gives you that sense of trustworthiness, and it speaks it out pretty loud. Also, pork and beans. Good combination. So it is kind of interesting because the gold part, which says over 100 years, is shaped interestingly, and they even added in like a little bit of a steam thing. Although it's not very realistic looking, I'd say it does. It's not interesting. It's okay. It's not stylistic or realistic. It's neither of the two spectrums, but it does try to be good. I'll put it at B. Here we go. Another. Bush's. What are you doing, man? You got so many of these. Bush's best original. I can't read the rest of that. Wait, is that the same? That's the same picture, isn't it? Oh no, it's different. Oh, I see. The last one was barbecue. This is the original. But yeah, for this one, it's pretty much the same, actually. Just with something a little added there, which kind of gets into the way. So I might have to rank it down, as well as. See, with the other one, the black part kind of makes it stand out against the brownness. But here they use a oranger, reddish brown, which doesn't stand out as well. So I'll have to rank it down for that. Yes! La Costina, whole black beans. Let's do that one. So let's see. We did the Bush's white beans before. Now we have the other race. For this one, it's actually a lot more interesting to see. Not only is the background red, but also it's got red and yellows mixed in, which is pretty good color palette, especially with they also got black in there because the black beans, but it's also separated, so it does stand out. So I would say that the logo itself probably stands out more than the whole black beans, but that's probably okay because I don't know, I'm not familiar with Locostina, but yeah, the bowl itself is also a little weird shaped. I might have to let that pass going forward. I'd probably put it at a B. It's okay, but it doesn't stand out all that well. How about this one? No, we'll say that for last. Bushes! Bruh, bushes, man, bushes. Oh, another one. Okay, so this time they used a blue font or a blue thing, which actually somehow stands out more than the black one that they used before. And this time it's for vegetarian baked beans, which when I think of vegetarian, I think of green. But I assume if you were to use the color green instead of blue, people would think, oh, it's green beans or something. So this is pretty good. It has the same weird thing that the original has, which I don't like. I think that kind of gets in the way, and it should be put off in a different place. But since it does stand out more, which is really what you want with beans, I'd say, oh, and then the same thing, it's less glossy, but actually that probably makes more sense. So we're gonna put it at the same S tier. La Sierra Premium whole chero beans. I don't know what whole chero means, to be honest. I'm not that far in the bean connoisseur business. But for this one, I mean, yellow does kind of work. I'm not too much of a fan of the yellow color. But for this one, I don't know. It really doesn't stand out that. Like, I guess yellow stands out against the rest of them, but that's not what we want. Okay. Whole charo bean. I'll rank that down because I'll put it at C, mostly because there's nothing else there, but also because I don't know. This just sounds weird. And there's like things in there other than beans, even though the only thing that you are. That's what I hate. That's what I hate about a lot of food products, is that they'll put a picture of the food that they're selling, but they'll put other foods in that picture, so it makes you think, oh, it's all 3 in 1. No. There's beans in there. There's no vegetables or other vegetables. There's nothing else added. It's just beans. It's like cereal that has the cereal, but it also has the milk. And okay, well, you wouldn't expect there to be milk in there, right? Because it's a box. But it also has the strawberries, and you think, oh, there's strawberries in the cereal. There isn't strawberries in the cereal. But anyways, getting to my point, that I think I'd rank that as C, just because it's lying. Pastine imported white kidney beans. I'm gonna have to rank them down because the part where it says white kidney beans is red. Like, sure, it does stand out against the yellow, but which again, yellow background. I would think for this one, they need more white in it because what they are selling is white beans. But I'll probably put it next to the black one so that we get some less racial tension. Next one, let's go with the classic. You all know it. I know it. It's the Heinz Beans. Oh, that's good. So aesthetically pleasing. See, because not only is the logo Heinz with the Z, but they spell beans with the Z, so it fits. And then they use black on a dark cyan. Oh man. And then they have white against black. It just works out perfectly. And if you look closely, there's beans pouring out of the can. It's a little too early, but man, I'm gonna have to put that at S, like double S. That right there. Alright. Kroger pinto beans. Now, okay, first off, store brand, right? But let's think about that. Let's observe it for a second. Is that I think this is a really unique, and it's a unique one, cause look at the background. They have like this nice white wood that they have as the background. That sure, I said the whole thing about, oh, that was just a picture, That one in A tier is just a picture. But this one, they actually frame it correctly, so it doesn't just generic bowl of beans. No, this is the bowl of beans. This is what you want to buy. Look at our product. And then I love how the font works with like the whole I guess rustic is, I don't think rustic is the right word, but it fits with the style. And even like the Kroger logo is like, you know, doesn't fit with the style, but it's like small enough for you to see it but not be in the way. And the beans, the actual beans are positioned well, because you can see over here the word beans is shifted off to the side to complement the actual bowl of beans. This is a really well designed can. Double S. Instantly. I love this can. I would buy these beans. I don't even know what pinto beans are. I've never tasted them before, and yet I want to buy this. This is a good can. This is a good can. Next up. He's back. He's back! Bushes. My man Bush. George W. Bush's beans. Bush's best grillin' beans. I like this one too. This is a good one. So you see here, we can't really see it well, but the actual background has the feel of flames because, of course, it's grillin', but also nice font choice. It really gives off the Texan feel, you know? When you're talking about grill, not just grilling, grillin' apostrophe. That's so Texan. It just works. It's just such a Western thing. And it fits the theme well, I gotta say. From the color palette to the actual fire in the background, and then not only is there fire in the background, there is steam coming from the actual word grillin' beans. That's good. And even like, they have a gradient on there. I'm not too fond of gradients. In fact, a lot of these do have gradients, and I'm not too proud of them. But this one I think works well because it's going for that kind of feel. So, at the top it even looks like it's designed to look like it's grilled bars and all that. This is a good can. I wouldn't put it. I want to put it at double S, but I think we kind of have the Bush's theme going on for just S, so I think it works well here. So, HEB. Heb. Well, non-BPA lining. Cut green beans. No artificial flavors, colors added, or preservatives. That's good. This one, interesting style, because I don't know. This whole like this thing could probably just go to the side. I think it works better this way because okay, it's going for a certain style, and like the actual outline of this part of it is supposed to be like this kind of cards that you would put on plants at the beginning of a field to signify that it is this type of plant. That being green beans, and then in the back you see the actual rows of fields. Actually, I think that's painted and not an actual picture, which is a nice detail. For this one, the colors, they give off a nice warm farmy feel to them, which, yeah, because the green beans do come from a farm. It is cut green beans, which implies that they have been freshly cut, and then of course gone through processing, but then put straight into the green beans after being picked and cleaned. So, I'm gonna give that one an A. It does the job well. Let's see. Let's go. Yeah, for the Goya pinto beans, frijoles, pintos. I would like to think that pinto beans is based off the word pintos, but that's just a theory. For this one, I actually don't like it that much. The actual beans look weird, but it does say Brine. It has the whole, you know, the IKEA colors I was talking about before, the blue and the royal blue and yellow, which I actually think this one does better, and the logo looks pretty nice. But I just don't like the look of the beans. I'm sorry. they remind me of cashews, and I don't want to eat beans that make me think of a shell. I don't want to crunch on a shell thinking that it's a soft bean. So, for this, I'm gonna say we'll put it in B. Now, we'll go for its sibling next, that being the Goya black beans. Frijoles. I really want to say that word. So, for this one, it's interesting because on the side of it here, it kind of shows like one of those food balance diagrams, which is very bizarre. And I don't know why they put this in here for frijoles. For this one, I'm gonna have to say, I don't know, let's say it's worse. Because I actually don't think, with the other one, the beans were white. So it fit well with the dark blue background. But here is the dark blue background, but it's dark black beans. Which they are shiny, so they do kind of stand out. But it just blends too much into the background, so you can't really see them. I'd have to rank that at a C. Appetite pleasing. Real Western flavors. Ranch style beans. This one's nice. I like this one. Again, it's going for the whole Texan cowboy Western style. But this one actually executes it pretty well. And grilling beans is good as well. I think this one's better because the font, not only does the font fit the style well, but like it actually blends in with the background pretty well. I'm a sucker for simplistic use of colors and all that. I love Persona 5. It is, you know, black is kind of a darkish blue, but basically black on white, it stands out so well. If I'm over here, I'm in the bean aisle. Ranch style beans. This one, I like this one. It speaks to me. So, yeah, for ranch style beans, appetite pleasing. I don't know about this top part. It's a little weird added, but it still goes with the color because it has the yellow and black lines. Which, if this is a dark blue, as I can clearly see, a very, very dark blue, it fits well with that, especially with the Texan style. I might have to put this. I want to put it at S, but you know, in this kind of bushes thing. Like so. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll put it at S. It would be one of the greatest if it wasn't for that part at the top. I really don't like it. Appetite pleasing, that it does fit. That would be something Texan, but no. Next up, Eden Organic black beans, no salt added. Minus points. I love salt. Also noticed something interesting. It's Eden Organic, which is a reference to the Garden of Eden from the Bible, one of the longest running manga. And in that story, the first sin happened, which makes sense because these are black. So this one I actually think is pretty nice because the actual background is the black beans that they're talking about. But here's the weird thing. The actual picture that they have, which is oddly put in there. I don't get this whole outline thing, but it kind of works. So it shows the farm and it shows the fields with a giant black, like a Jameson's giant peach-sized black bean right there. I like the inclusion of the American flag. It just doesn't need to be there, but it is. And it has this giant bean with good placement of the sun, by the way, because it shines behind it. But it's a black bean, so of course it just stands out very well. But I don't like it because I would much rather have this be the whole design of the can and not this whole background thing. I think that would work better for the design of it. And then you have the logo, you could still put it there, just have it in a different way. So this is the actual center point and not the black bean part. Or no, the actual black bean is the center point, but not the actual word black bean. You just have that to the side, because what you're really trying to make stand out is the bean. Anyways, aside from that, it's pretty okay logo. The Eden Organic part, I don't know why, it makes me think Greek or Roman. Can't decide. Let's put it at both A and B tier. So that's a good thing that I'm not using the tierlist.com thing, which is really awkward to use. But Microsoft Paint, you can put it wherever you want. Anyways, we got 2 more. I'm gonna move them over here actually. Okay. Fermando's Great Taste is a family tradition. Dark red kidney beans in brine. I've never tasted a kidney before, but I appreciate the fact that it's red. Sounds pretty realistic, doesn't it? This one, actually, I don't have much to say about it. Okay, so shut up. The recording on the screen shut off, but basically I put Fermando's. I don't care. I don't care for Fermando. Let's talk about the green giant green beans. This is a classic. If you haven't had Green Giant cut green beans, then I don't even know what you're doing here. Can you really even call yourself a bean connoisseur? Okay, I am a bean connoisseur. Over here, it's just it's good. I don't need to tell you that it's good. We already know that it's the best. Not the best. Okay, it is good. It is good. And we have the actual giant, which is well designed. Well, good character design. Wouldn't it make sense if all giants were wearing leaves for clothes because they don't have actual garments that fit them? They have to sew leaves together, so this makes so much sense. The lore behind the green giant green beans just makes more sense than any other giant that's ever existed. If I had to give it any sort of criticism, I think that the red banner, or the part of this that is red, it does stand out, but it's weirdly added because none of the rest of it is red, and it's just a really small piece. I think what they should have done is they should have made it white letters in a red background on the banner. I think that would have fit a lot better, mostly because you need a certain amount of the small bit of color that you have that isn't the part that you want to stand out. It has to be a little bit bigger, and it's not that big if it's just letters. Anyways, I think the last one here, stock image of an open can of beans. Now this one just takes the cake, all right? This takes the bean. Takes the bean. Yes. So you see here, not only does it show the beans of different variety of color, we're being more inclusive. This is what I'm talking about. But right here, you'll see it actually shows that it's a tin can. It doesn't need a logo. Think about this. If you see a can, pretend the lid's on there. You see a can, you're either going to suspect that it's a can of beans or a can of, I don't know, but you would normally, the first thing that you expected that's beans. So it doesn't even need a logo. You can tell by the texture of it, the fact that it's a can of, it has beans. You don't even need to know what kind of beans. You just know it's beans. Oh, that's beans. Oh, it's in the category that says, oh, that's beans. There you go. There you go. That's some beans right there. So, I hope that we've all been pretty educated. Whoa, I'm getting a message from Cake Chan.
I didn't say anything.
What does this mean? What is this? You feel it too?
Kami-sama, please help me. Ouch.
A new challenger approaches. That's right, guys. A new challenger approaches. The Despicable Me Bean Boozled Jelly Beans from Jelly Belly. They sold out. Okay, this isn't the normal brand. This is the only beans that can make Charmix throw up. Sour apple or minion farts. Alright, Jeff. My boy Jeff. My name Jeff. Jeff, do what you do best. Do the thing, man. Do the thing.
No! No, no, no!
I didn't even put the title there. What did I? No. You read the title of the video. You know what you came for. But what if I told you there is another challenger approaching? New challenger approaching. It's Mr. Bean. I don't know. He wears a pretty nice suit. He has a very comedic face. Oh, Mr. Bean. Oh, Mr. Bean. Oh, that's Beans. And this concludes the official. Remember, this is official. The official Bean tier list. That's right. As professional connoisseur of beans, Jack 7M, I approve this tier list because I'm the one that made it, and thus we can all enjoy this official thing. I'm going to fix my desk because everything fell off of it at once. Is that glass? That's broken glass on a carpet. That's not easy to clean up. I hope you're happy with this. It costed a lot of my time. This took 3 weeks to make. Just to pick out the beans, it took me 3 weeks. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, press the like button. Duh. And make sure you hit the subscribe button like I hit all of my stuff off of my desk. And if you like this video, why don't you suggest in the comments another tier list video that I can make? Not waifu tier list 4. Don't ask me to do that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try to turn off the camera with my foot. Because I'm just so random like that. Okay.